Welcome to InstaJobs Live, a weekly live stream that features 10 to 15-minute interviews with job seekers, employers, and recruitment agencies worldwide. We also deliver news and trends in the recruitment space, recruitment tips and tools, reviews and career advice, and engaging content for job seekers and employers alike. If you wish to be a guest on InstaJobs Live, or to be a sponsor of our live stream interviews to boost the exposure, visibility, and sales of your products or services to a global captive audience, simply visit us at instajobs.live and follow the links to contact the hosts. Now let's get started. Good morning. I'm your host for today's live stream interview. I'm Charles. Yes, we had a bit of a glitch. We're going to have to edit that out afterwards. But I'm broadcasting live all the way from Barbados in the Caribbean. And with me in the studio is Goretti. She is coming from Nigeria. Let's bring her into the studio. Good morning or
Hi,
good afternoon,
Charlie.
Goretti.
Good morning,
Good.
Charlie. Thank you for having me.
Good morning to you as well. We had a bit of a glitch in the beginning there, but I'm sure the team can edit that out later. That happens with today's technology. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, look, let's get into it. Now, I've known you as Goretti, but for the benefit of the viewers and also the potential employers or clients, in your case, because you are a subcontractor, I imagine, just tell us your full name and where you're from.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, Charlie. I'm Maria Goretti. That's a very lengthy name, so I prefer to go by Maria or Goretti. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, actually. Thank you very much for having me.
No, it's my pleasure. Tell us a bit about your background. I want to know about your schooling. I want to know about any professional training you've had, and certainly your experience providing social media marketing services.
Okay, thank you very much for asking. I actually used to be a science student in nursing, but I had to quit that to get into technology. I started off with product design, so I designed user interface and user experience design for mobile apps, websites, and then gradually I transitioned into digital marketing.
Oh,
And
okay. Yes, go ahead.
currently I'm into social media marketing, social media advertising.
Okay, now I don't normally ask a lady this question, but for all purposes and intentions, how old are you? And do you have any kids? And what is your relationship status?
No kids. I'm 31. Relationship status very single.
Okay. All right. When did you get into social media marketing?
I started in 2021 after studying about product design. I had to transition. I started off in 2022. I've been doing very well lately.
What inspired you to get into social media marketing?
So at first, I was into just offline marketing. Then I understood that life is gradually transitioning into the digital space, and I knew that I had to take advantage of that. So I learned the necessary skills. I also had to do my research to understand the product, especially software as a service products. Then I transitioned and I also started with content creation. The inspiration is just to be able to thrive in life and stay up to date with latest trends.
What do you see as the major difference and, of course, benefit to the latest technology we have today and all of the tools that are available to you for social media marketing as opposed to maybe 10 years ago? Give us a sense of what the market is like today as opposed to before.
So I think we have more advantage today because we've gone and transitioned from mailbox to email, Gmail, Yahoo Mail. We've gone from writing letters to writing emails, texting, WhatsApp,
I don't know
apps.
what you're talking about. Yahoo Mail, Gmail. Anyway, interesting.
Okay, so those days, people don't do that. You have to be in person to communicate. In fact, this interview is proof. This interview is proof that we actually have transitioned. The fact that I'm talking to you and you're there in Barbados and I'm in Nigeria without a limitation, that's an advantage.
Okay, we're having quite a bit of technical issue today. We'll have to
Yeah.
get that all sorted out afterward. What sort of companies do you target to provide social media marketing services?
So, because digital marketing allows you to target anybody, it's the same strategy. The only thing that changes is your research on search engine optimization. So, I'm open to every single niche possible. I've worked with in entertainment, I've worked in Afrocentric, dating life, I've worked in lots of niches, even the medical, the cancer radiotherapy, the kidney dialysis. So I'm open to every
Mhm.
single niche because digital marketing allows you to market any product. The only thing that changes are your keywords for search engine optimization.
Yes. I'm going to bring up some slides here, and I want you to tell me about these slides. This is work that you've done. So give some commentary on the first slide here.
Oh, okay. That was for an Afrocentric brand in New York. It was supposed to be something that we would use to attract Black people in diaspora. The woman right there is a Nigerian actress who is a mixed breed. Her mom is white, her dad is Black. So I was supposed to use that to attract Black people in the diaspora and bring them into the system. I worked with that company in 2023.
Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Thank you for
Tell us about this
asking.
one.
Oh, yeah, about this, that was influencer marketing, also for Fatherland Community New York. I was able to get the attract the eyes because when we're running ads, we want to be able to get the eyeballs. So I got the eyeballs of Kyra Balding, who is the first black judge of Michigan. Then the other woman is Jonita Kisa, who is a Hollywood actress. I used a clip from her movie, A Party to Die
Yeah.
For, and I got the eyeball, basically.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you very much for that. Let's go to the next slide.
Okay. Oh, this was for Senri. Senri is a software as a service company based in Tokyo. Just graphic design. That was what I did for them. LinkedIn carousel content creation.
Okay. Oh, and this slide, this is a familiar face.
Yeah, absolutely. I was told to do research on where Black people come from, just like trying to find out about their genealogy. So I did a research on Rihanna to understand her genealogy. How Black is Rihanna? That was the topic at the time. This was in 2023 as well.
I see. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Tell us about
Oh,
this.
yeah, this was when I worked with an entertainment company. The studio hosts lots of shows, including Nigerian Idol and The Price is Right. So I was senior marketing executive there. The Price is Right Nigeria was part of the people who had their shows. This was for 2024. This was actually the first edition of The Price is Right Nigeria. It was
Mm.
fun.
Okay, thank you very much for the commentary. I
Thank
let's take the slides down now. I want you to explain to me some of or tell us some of the challenges you face doing creative work for companies because some people can be very demanding. What sort of challenges do you have with companies who have over the top expectations? Let's talk about that.
you. Let's talk about that because that's something many people don't talk about. Even people who try to teach about digital marketing, They don't tell you the parts where people will have to expect you to work magic to have their company go trending and all. So part of the challenges is people don't want to invest into social media marketing. They want you to get organic followers and grow them within 5 days. They want 1 million followers in 1 week. And we are
Yeah.
not magicians, honestly. Part of the challenge as well is office policy and all, office politics for those who go to the
Yes.
office in person. So it's actually a lot, but we get through.
You work remotely because of, the landscape of employment and providing services is that you can work from anywhere in the world with today's latest technology.
Yeah.
What? How challenging is that to work remotely for an employer or for a client?
Okay, it's not actually it's the best feeling ever. Remote clients tend to be more satisfied, less stressful than people who expect you to be in the office. I actually prefer to work remotely because it makes me more productive. I have a home office where I'm having this interview from. It's easier to work remotely, and there are lots of apps that allow remote workers to even share their screens with online clients.
Hmm.
There's Google Meet, there's email. Technology has helped us thrive.
Hmm. How do you market yourself? How do you reach out to potential clients, and to get work or to get contracts from them?
Okay, this part. We use LinkedIn, emails. We also use, I used to work for a cloud computing company in San Francisco. So there is a software called Lucia. Lucia allows us to get the email addresses and phone numbers of anybody in the world as far as they are registered on LinkedIn. So if you
Mhm.
can register on Lushad, you can get the email addresses and phone numbers of CTOs, CFOs, HR personnel worldwide. Then you use email marketing to track.
Mhm. What would you say to any potential client watching this now in terms of who you are, what you can do for them, and the quality you bring to the table? Because we can expect that employers that will be watching this. So, what would you want to say to them?
So I'd like to say I can't wait to meet them. I can't wait to help them grow their brand on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I can't wait to help them overcome the scandal for some of them who are popular people. I also can't wait to help them bring up healthy controversies to be able to thrive and help their brands go viral. I just can't wait to work with them.
There, there is a topic that is not scripted that I want to bring up, and it's something that's it's a very sensitive topic. Now, you're from Nigeria, and Nigeria, sadly, is plagued with lots of reputational damage in terms of scammers, and it's only a handful of people. Considering you're what, 2 billion people? I don't know. So I think it's rather unfair. How does that affect
Correct.
you when you approach companies to work, and you have to, of course, admit that you're from Nigeria? How challenging is that?
Charlie, thank you so much for asking this question. It is so challenging. I can't even, don't get me started on how people will begin to tell you that this is how they say it. I'm sorry, we're not hiring from Nigeria because they go through my CV and they see lots of US, UK, US, UK, Canada, and they want to work with me, thinking that I'm in the US until we start interviewing. And I don't use a VPN because most Nigerians use VPN, and there are also platforms like Skype that help us buy US number just to be able to get hired. So
Yeah.
I think I'm getting accustomed to the racism. Some of them actually hire us, but it's more for contract roles. But I'm grateful that there are still very few people that hire us, even though we don't get treated well like Americans would, or paid well like Americans would be paid. But I appreciate the opportunity to be able to work with them immensely.
I want to take this opportunity to say publicly that scammers are not just in Nigeria or just in Africa. Scammers are all over the world. They're in China, they're in Russia, they're even in the Caribbean. So I think it's rather unfair. I have worked with many Nigerians over the last 30 years, and for the most part, I've had very successful collaborations with Nigerians and other Africans, not only in Africa but from the diaspora. So I think that although it's a very sensitive topic or subject, I think it was important for us to touch on this because I want that any potential client watching this will know that there's no they have to judge you on your individuality, on what you show that you can bring to the table, and not from the fact that you have a Nigerian passport. Okay, so I'm glad that it was not too difficult a subject for you to touch on with me. But I want to thank you very much. We're almost out of time. Thank you very much for taking the time to come and talk about services and
Thank you
what
so much.
value you can bring. Oh, the pleasure is all mine, and I want to say enjoy the rest of your day, Goretti.
Thank you,
And,
Sally. I appreciate your time.
absolutely, I've rather enjoyed our discussion, and I'm looking forward to at some point in time we can probably do a follow up discussion when you've maybe
Absolutely.
added some more clients to your portfolio, and
Thank
we can
you.
take it from there.
I
You're more
appreciate
than
your
welcome.
time. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye for now. Unfortunately, we have come to the end of this episode of InstaJobs Live. We would like to thank the guests, the sponsors, and the production team. We also thank the viewers for tuning in and giving us an audience. You can view a recording of this live stream interview at any time on our website at instajobs.live. Thank you for tuning in. Until next episode, bye for now.